County Drainage Board for August 4th. If you'll please stand and follow Terry in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I do recognize a quorum. I need approval for the June 2nd minutes.
Approve.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
In old business, now Nutter Ditch Survey update.
You got copies, I gave you all copies of the big sheets. Banning completed that and sent it to me this week. I just want you guys to get an eye on it right now and see if we've got major encroachments all up and down through there.
Well,
with that
at the
said-
end of the last meeting, I actually drove back over there to Harrison Street because, I mean,
Yeah.
I used to literally jog the streets and run the streets and moped the streets and bicycle the streets and had no clue that there was a ditch over there all these years until the last meeting. And yeah, if you do it as, just looking at it, you can see houses built on it and
Yeah. You can see where the ditch goes.
the ditch, if it collapses, if there's a house on it.
You know, we're gonna have to look at this and see what we've got. Some of these houses, most of the houses are in there, I would assume, prior to the pipe going in, but some of them weren't, so. There's options we're gonna do. I just wanted to get, you guys get an eye on this so I can look at it and come back next meeting and give you guys what I think we need to do. There's a couple though, you know, like, the real estate office, that's
Oh,
brand new.
that's new.
That's brand new.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right there, so Martins will let them put that in our easement. Yeah,
Gary Oaks.
I don't know, he's not here. That's only been put in, what, 2 years, 3 years, something like that?
Silent.
You know, the parking lot over here on Hudson Plumbing, you know, they had that one parking lot, well, they added to it again, so they encroached even more, and they knew that, and they added anyway. So, a few of the houses, a lot of those houses were there way before, you know, the ditch was there, but before our easements were in effect, they were in there before that, those older houses. They
Burn
just
out loud.
built- We didn't have an easement for a while.
So do we have anybody on our board that's like very small or really tall and skinny? That could crawl through the drainage pipe to tell us what shape it's in? Because I'm not going in it.
No, I'm not either, but if you look at the second page, they took photos of every inlet. I asked them to do that, they gave me inverts, they showed me everything they could without crawling through the ditch. The pipe. So I'm really glad to get this aerial photo and get this, because this helps a lot. It makes it a lot easier on us, we know what we have now, so. We hadn't had time to sit down and go over every piece of it. We've got elevations on every inlet, we've got every invert, we've got every, you know, we got coordinates on every manhole.
That ditch get put in?
I'd have to look and see.
Because, I mean, you go
I
back
gotta pull out the civil order, I can't remember when.
before it opens back up on Washington Street. I mean, where's that water going to go?
We gotta get it open. I mean, we just have to get it open.
Right.
Don't have a
And
choice.
that means we have to take out whatever we have to take out. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's just what we have to do. We gotta get that water out of Martinsville.
Right.
We'll have to look at it and see what our options are.
How big is that drain pipe?
It just varies. I mean, you know, you'd have to look and see where it's at, Don, but it, you know, that, by the time, time you get down to Washington Street, it's a big culvert. By the time you get way up to Pike, on further up north, it's probably a 24, it looks like maybe. So, it just, you know, and that's typical of pipes when they start, you know, have one size and they'll graduate.
Right, you don't need it up there.
Yeah, well, you need a pretty good size, but not a monster. So,
Yeah. I mean, you don't need as large as what you get when you get down. What's the largest it is?
I didn't look at that. I didn't look, Don, because we just got the thing. The largest is the bridge. That's an open span. That's what, number?
Wow.
You can see it there, I don't have a. There's the detail, Don, it's 8.6 by 12 feet. It's 8.6 by 12, Don.
Do we know what the straws around the drainage?
I don't know, I think that's where they did construction next by and they stuck it on there for erosion control. We need to get it out of there, yeah, yeah. It looks like it's been there quite a while,
Is that there Plutzen,
I think so.
Hudson Plumbing's what it looks like to
Looks
me.
like that's where it's at, right there,
Yeah.
next to the new asphalt
Parking
they
lot,
put in.
yep.
Well, let me get something straight here so I study a little better.
Okay.
What's this dotted dash line, is that our easement?
Yeah,
Yes.
yes, the dark dash line is our easement.
With all,
Blue line should be center
Do
line.
what, Don?
with all those buildings on it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That we didn't permit?
Well,
Some of them were in there before the.
if they were there before 65,
I think it was 65, yeah.
So it was okay before
Yeah.
65, but since
Then
that time?
Then you know, the state legislator gave us that easement in that time. So, because, this is why they gave the easement to, because they were having trouble like this. So. But like I say, some of these buildings are new. They
Yeah,
should have never been put in there.
No.
number one.
Thank you.
Starts at south side of Harrison Street at an inlet. It's all underground until you get south of Washington Street, and it comes out at the bridge. 1, 2,
Harrison,
3,
Pike,
yeah,
and Morgan, yeah.
yeah, 3 blocks. It's all open ditch. Well, there again, they were put in there without us knowing it, so. Yeah, I agree, there's some south of there, it's in our easement too, and they're
Actually,
newer
it's-
houses. So, and that's an open ditch.
Yeah.
well, we need to make a note too, because if they ever develop the land just northwest of Bender's where they've been putting clean fill in for 30 years,
They-
that's on our ditch too.
They have tried to get a crossing in there, and I keep telling them no. So. And I've told them they gotta stay out of our easement, so they know that. They're trying, they're
Right.
definitely trying.
But I'm just saying that the next board needs to
Yeah, you understand.
be aware of that.
But we'll sit down and go over this better. We just didn't have time to do it in the time frame we got it.
You
But
got,
it kind of opens your eyes, you look at it and go, oh.
you got at least four new structures and parking lot that's all, that I know of, that's new in there.
Yeah, we can't find any information when they put that pipe in. We've looked at every file we have, and we can't find when they put the pipe in. We could do that if you want to do that.
Yeah, what?
Big boned, I don't think I'd fit.
You don't want to try that?
Nope. I don't think it's in my job description.
But Bill and I will sit down, we'll go over this and give you some of our opinions, how we should proceed.
We almost need to notify, other than the ones that were there before 65, the ones that have put asphalt, the ones that have gotten in there, to sit there and say, we don't need to wait until we're tearing up their parking lot to tell them we have a right. They need to know in advance,
Yeah, we
we
need to-
have a
yeah.
right.
And we did send them a letter telling them we're surveying it because of that purpose. And once we figure out what's going on, we'll get another letter to them, say, your buildings, your fences. we can look at it and say, your fence is encroaching, if we need to come by, it's coming down at your expense.
Right.
And that's what the statute says.
And that's why we probably ought to meet with the city,
Yeah.
because of the
We need to show this city and say, hey, this is what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, if you dig up my alley that I take care of, because if you go in the back of block at all the alley, that's where all the underground utility, the sewer and everything is,
everything's
and
through
dig
there.
it all up, that's why it's not paved, but if you dig it all up,
Yeah.
I can't say anything, but I'm the one that takes care of it, so if I didn't know that, you're tearing up the alley, then you come and mow it, and then you come and put gravel, and you come, and you come, and you
I
come.
know.
Big bully,
No, you guys are the bullies, you tell me to do it.
you big bully, put that in the minutes. Terry's a bully.
But one thing I am gonna do after seeing this and how much this opens our eyes is I think we probably should do basically the same thing along Solder. Because I know we got houses, I can tell you right now, down in Solder, we got houses that the garage is hanging right on our bank.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell you that right now.
Down the road center.
Yep. There's a house where they put a garage in, and I remember them putting a garage in, at the corner of the garage sits right top of our bank. So I
Listen,
think,
I know there's at least 7 structures here now after I think about it and look at it. And then I got one questionable up there I think is new as well. And that's new within the last 15, 18 years.
but I think we need to do the same thing with Solder, see what we've got in our easement. And Solder's open ditch all the way.
Oh, yeah.
we have, you have a map that shows the drainage area for each of these ditches.
Oh, yeah, I've got the watersheds, yeah, I've got all the water. You can pull, Don, you can pull them up in our GIS,
Oh, okay.
they're on our GIS.
That'd be interesting to me. I mean,
I can't remember how it's labeled,
I
because the
should,
districts,
should have already looked at it, but.
drainage districts, is that how, I think if you pull up drainage districts, you should pull that one up.
Thank you.
So, it will pull up, so.
And is there, why we're talking about ditches and surveys and encroachments, I pay a drainage tax, and my Sand Creek is not being, you need to come and clean that out. How do we educate the people that that's not a regulated ditch, it's a creek? We can't.
We can't go in there.
Can't. We go to prison for messing with DNR and waterways.
We're trespassing on private property. We can't do that. And we can't use any funds for the regulated drains to do that, because that fund has to go to that drain, and that drain is state,
We educate the population, because I get
Keith can help us.
a phone call every week on that, especially because now we're getting 3-inch
Yeah.
rain all the time instead of,
Well, I think,
Our regulated systems are court-ordered, civil-ordered, and that's the ditches that we must maintain,
well, why am I paying my $5?
because your water drains into that ditch. And so we receive your water, so you
Well, then
help
come
us.
and clean this ditch.
We help.
that
we-
it runs
We make sure
into.
the receiving ditch is cleaned, is what we have.
You get the phone calls too. I'm playing devil's advocate. So we just need to do a better job of educating the people, and because they don't understand, if I pay $5 a half,
Yeah.
why you can't, and now I have this problem, why aren't you just cleaning out your ditch that I pay $5 a half?
Yeah. That's been forever. I mean, we always get that every time.
At the end of the season, Walmart discounts their shovel, it's to 20, so at least it'd take 2 years just to pay for a shovel.
Yeah. Yeah. It just, it's hard to explain to people if you don't understand it. I mean, but if that big receiving ditch or stream was not open, your water would be standing. You'd have water in your yard. And we're the ones that get the water out of there. You get it to us and we get it out. You know, we don't go up these little tribs, we don't go up these little ditches, but that big ditch is clean. We do a pretty good job keeping them clean. It's hard, it's a lot of money, and we're working on them all the time, especially here in town. These in town we're working on them all the time, because people throw stuff in there, we get couches, we get trash, we get mattresses, anything they don't want goes in our ditch. Blocks our pipes up, then it backs up. So So we gotta pay an excavator to come clean it out. So, it's frustrating.
Have them sometime, maybe this winter, come in for a public meeting, open to the public, and so they can cover what's required for permitting, what you can and can't do in those streams that are not regulated drainage. And then we could also educate, here's where our regulated drains are, here's what our authority is, or our obligation is, as far as the drainage work goes. And if you live somewhere to where you would like to make your drain a regulated drain, here's the procedure for that.
I think we should, especially as the county's starting to experience, especially in the southern end, growth.
Yeah, because we only had one, since I've been here, only one petition to take a drain in, or two. Flagstaff, we took it in because it wasn't a big deal. But out there off of Egbert Road, Arnold subdivision, you remember what's that called, Kenny? Across from River Valley. Kirsten, what's that called out there? I don't remember. But they come in, and Larry Smith, the highway engineer, and I looked at it, and we got prices, and we told them what it would take. Because when we take a drain in, they gotta pay for that to be brought up to our standard. We just don't take it in, then we pay to have it done. They have to cover that cost. And once they realized that cost in a meeting, they all decided they didn't want to pay for that, so they just let it go. So, and it had pipes, it was a full system with inlets and everything. So we would have had to redo the whole underground system for them. So,
Well, it'd be nice if we had something like on a website to direct them to, and then for us old school to, a little flyer.
well, I tell you what, Kirsten, we'll look at
I
it.
think it would help you guys more than it's gonna help me, because I usually defer the questions back to you.
I think there's flyers out there I can get. AIC had a few out and I think that our Surveyor Association had some stuff out on that a few years ago. Let's see what we can get up online. We can always have it online with a tab saying regulated drains and just a question, what's a regulated drain and, who pays.
I'm gonna charge in the next meeting, I'm tired of why Leonard Road didn't take, because they could go out there with an excavator and 2 culvert pipes and put it in 2 days.
I
And
know
it's
what you're
taken you
talking
2 years,
I get
okay?
that.
But
I
I'm
get-
not going to prison messing with the DNR.
I get that call too. And people's gotta understand, if it's a creek, you can't do much in that creek. And DNR will come down on you hard.
Right.
Our ditches are kind of unique because we have different regulations than those creeks do. So, yeah, people gotta be careful digging in creeks. They really do.
I was hoping he'd go ahead and do it. Then he could go to jail and the road would be done, save taxpayer money, but apparently it was just social media talk.
And it is frustrating, and it's frustrating to the people that, the people that pay in, they don't quite understand. They think when they pay that fee, that it covers all drainage. It just doesn't do that.
Thank you.
We'll see what we can do, see what we can get up online.
Or ditch?
You got photos of Solder Ditch, that's the pipe that goes in the road that we had to replace because it had a dip in it. They're putting that in right at this time. This photo was taken Friday. So they're going to finish that up, and they're going to put stone down and then move to the main bridge on Wednesday. The structure should be here Wednesday, and that's start that, and it should take another week or so for that. And once the structure's in, they're going to pave it all over and put the guardrails back up. But this is our first phase of it right here. We put a much bigger pipe in that ditch than what's in there. They had 2 smaller pipes in. So,
Next to the gate.
next to what?
Used
Yeah,
to be a
there.
gate.
The gate's gone. We pulled the gate out, so. Yeah, it's gone now.
Outer Drive over by right off of 69, just south of the high school, the trailer park.
This is the one,
It's in the trailer park. And then Solder Ditch runs right back here.
yeah, Solder Ditch is only 100, 250 feet from there, maybe. And that comes under the interstate, and it drains
It's over here.
to the Ford dealership and all that stuff. That one does, Don. And only reason we replaced that one is because the road had a dip and the low boy couldn't get through there with the crane. So, and this is all covered under Ready Grant. So, this is the Ready Grant project. So hopefully that'll be done soon.
Awesome. Any other updates on Sutter Ditch,
No, not right now.
Nutter Ditch?
We're done with Nutter. We talked enough about that right now.
New business, NDOT, culvert replacement and eminence?
Bill, would you like to talk about that just a little bit? We put that on there because NDOT's changing a culvert right in the middle of Eminence, and it may affect us downstream. It's not in ours, but I'll let Bill talk to about it a little bit.
Not just in evidence, but along 42, they're doing improvements. And then just north of this location, it's got right in the the box culvert. So for our highway department, anything downstream, they need to be up upside to handle the least match what NDOT is putting in. So they took a 24-inch that's halfway filled with trash and debris, and they're upping that to like a 29 by 45 elliptical. And then you go down to
Yeah,
just
putting a big boy in there.
350 feet on Back Street. The county has a 24-inch round concrete pipe because it matched what was upstream. So, and I don't usually get those letters with my name on them. So somehow someone's got my name, so I'm getting them now. And I'll just forward those to the highway department, because that's more valuable. The letter, I believe, said something about being part of our MS4. Well, Eminence is not in our MS4 area. And that really doesn't have anything to do with our MS4. But it is good knowledge that we can keep track of. Okay, when we do get that big rain, are we sized appropriately downstream to handle this new water that's
And we're not,
Not now.
not even close. And this isn't, this isn't the first time Bill and I's come across this. When they redone 42 up closer to Mooresville, they put a huge pipe in, and this guy had his driveway, and the pipe was big enough at the time. It was blowing his driveway out now because they're dumping the volumes coming across there so fast. And NDOT's like, well, they gotta fix their pipe. I can tell you that. I mean, so something,
not complaining about having to do improvements in upside down pipes, because
they all need them.
studied and they need to be upsized. We just need to keep up with
Yeah.
them to make sure that we have adequate drainage for, or else we could be having a county road flood that never flooded before because we
Yeah.
upsized the pipe upstream.
And it could flood, it could possibly flood the houses. I mean, we just don't know what it would do on these things. Something we have to keep an eye on. I think we need to coordinate better with the highway department for sure. Say, hey, they're putting this larger pipe in, it's coming at your pipe down here. You better look at that.
Before we go on to stormwater coordinator update, I'd like to congratulate Terry on figuring out how to defer all his letters to Bill on all these issues. About time.
I know. I don't know why I kept getting those letters. You want me to show you how to do it, Brian?
Yeah. I was getting chewed on the other day, and they go, now, who are you? And I said, Don Adams. Stormwater coordinator update.
I'm not really laughing about that.
I am.
Here's something to think about with the drain up here that's underground. We could dedicate that back to the city, just for the portion that's underground. And then they could perform maintenance duties and responsibilities with the money that they collect for their stormwater utility fees. Since the Drainage Board has no record of it, I assume that probably Martinsville, sometime when we had an inactive Drainage Board, probably put that pipe in, which adds to the cost. It helps the community out because they have a little bit more room to build, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's something to look at if we can bring Martinsville to the table about just, we'll dedicate
I like that idea.
Harrison to Washington Street
Which we can do that. It's in a code, we can, once it doesn't function as it was originally built, we can hand it back to the cities.
And then we would just take it, just keep it regulated from under Washington Street where it comes back to an open drain. And we are looking at,
Well, they're the ones that issued the permits
Yeah.
for the newer buildings anyway.
They were.
And unfortunately for them now, if we tear it all up, they're the ones that'll get the phone calls because they don't even
Yeah.
know a drainage board exists. Them being the people that were tearing up their yards.
Yeah, they
They'll
have
be
no
calling the
idea.
mayor and,
They have no idea that they're even in that easement, I guarantee you.
right, yeah.
people
Well, like
that
I said,
call-
we need to bring the city in on this. Yes. And then educate the homeowners. You're in an easement and
Yeah, we need to educate them, let them know.
I think it's been put in there somewhere in the sixties, because I don't remember it ever being open there.
I don't ever remember no
Ever.
picture, ever.
And I mean,
well,
yeah, I
Wa-
can't
wasn't,
remember.
it was open, when did they close it down from Washington to Morgan? Has that always been under?
Washington to Morgan.
By the Hudson, which used to be Rikes, I used to think that was open, but when I was a kid. Now, north of that, I didn't know.
we have some older aerial photographs. I think one is like in the 40s and one is in the 60s. We could probably take a look at those.
We can look at that, we got a 40s and a 60s, we can look and see if it was in there in the 60s or not, or 40s.
It's just
I
kind of
believe
a
that
dating
part
thing, right?
was
How old
later.
is that pipe?
Huh? Yeah.
When Hanks was there, International, that ditch was open
Oh,
then.
was that Hank, was that the International? That was the International
Yeah,
building,
that was
that's right.
Hanks International back then. Yeah, that was there.
I mean, don't tell my
that
mom and
part-
dad, but I used to run these streets a lot.
That,
And I'm pretty
that
sure
was-
that little alley that's just a street was narrow,
Yeah.
and if you were on your scooter flying,
extended out probably is between Hanks and, before Wright's got the welding shop,
yeah.
because it went to Wright's after that.
I forgot that was Hanks International.
Oh,
I
yeah.
forgot all about that.
Yeah, yeah, that was, I can remember back in the sixties still being open. I think it was still open even
Beyond that.
seventies. That's what I'm thinking. It got done sometime, that section sometime in the seventies, I believe. North of there though, all the way up to Harrison, that's always been covered.
Because Bill and I and Kirsten, we pulled out every file we had and read everything we had. We just can't find when the drainage board put those pipes in.
Go back to state aerials though and look at
We
state
look at
aerials,
aerials
you
and
can
see when they
see,
were put in.
you can see when that one at Hanks was done.
Yeah, that is just give us an idea on the
Yeah.
date of that pipe.
Yeah.
That's really what we would go for.
And I can tell you, the last 25 years, we haven't touched those pipes. And I doubt if they've ever been touched since they've been put in, to be honest.
Probably half, at least
That's why
half,
Ann
three-
volunteered to crawl through there and tell us what shape they're in.
But
It's nice of her volunteering down
The
there.
city's daggone,
We have
city's
people-
taken their Santa back and daggone cleaned that out, I know several times
Have
that
they?
I've seen, yeah.
Have they?
Yeah, because it'd already be plugged up if they hadn't, yeah. I like the idea of just letting the city have a back sensor permit and letting them new structures go in there.
Well, that is an option we can do. I mean, it's definitely an option we should look at. Because it's not functioning how it was designed originally.
It's not an open.
Not an open conveyance.
Urban rural county drain, you know, it's an urban city drain now, so.
And we had an option to call it an urban drain too. I mean, we have a lot of options, so.
But Gary don't get with you before they issue permits in there.
They do now, but.
Did they for the real estate office?
And I'm just throwing this out here, we need to meet with them, but I'm inclined to give them all the way to the levee.
Yeah, you're thinking now.
We will clean up, anything before the
That's about
levee,
idea like we've heard all
Yeah.
day.
Bill
right?
and I,
Yeah.
we've talked about that several times, like,
levee.
we've talked about that several times, you know, so.
Problem with that.
And I believe the surveyor's office is gonna put together a bid spec to clean from the bypass up to Washington
We
Street
are, because it's bad. It needs taken care of.
for this season yet.
I mean, why, take it from the levee to the Washington?
Down,
Did they clean that out before they did the levee?
Yeah,
yeah,
we got all new pipes. They put all new pipes for us. They dug it. It's already cleaned all the way from the levee up to the railroad track. They worked all the way up through there.
Monty Striegel or whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
they cleaned that.
Okay.
They just didn't put a new pipe crossing at the Humane Society. That pipe's fine, but every other crossing, they put brand-new crossings in for us.
Okay.
But we were gonna do that this year. We already planned to do that, and they offered to do it under their grant, we said, well, yeah. So saved us a lot of money on that one. And then they dug all the way south, all the way to the river or gravel pit. They also did that. They
Good.
put a new pipe in down there for us.
Yeah,
Well, they didn't take,
drain's
no,
been
they just
ran-
took it out. They just took it out.
I can't speak for the levee pump portion of it, but for the rest of it, it's clean, all improved size,
Yeah,
and even one large obstruction downstream has been removed.
yeah, one of
So
the
it
biggest,
should be running as good as it has.
yeah.
Good.
The river's still gonna back up into it, just what it does. Yeah, it's been cleaned all the way. Now, we just need to clean that other section from the railroad up.
From the bypass up.
Yeah, we, really, there at the railroad, that's tough because it's in their right of way, so it's tough for us to even get on that right of way. They don't want you on their right of way.
So we'll try to get that done, and it'll be a complete system
Yeah,
from start to finish.
yeah. That's our goal.
And then with the stormwater coordinator update, with a new permit that we've obtained a couple years ago from IDEM, one of the new requirements is that for all post-construction measures that are put into new development. So post-construction measures would be like a pond, aqua swirls, oil grit separators. There's a whole list of either a hard man-made product or more of a natural type product like a pond or a grass swale. And before, we always put those on the onus of the homeowners association. And then the state says that we shall at least track these, inspect these, and then send out letters for the ones that are in need of maintenance or repair. And so we've hired a summer crew. They've been out there. They're almost wrapped up as far as going out to all these old post-construction measures and doing an inspection and taking photos of them. So we're on track to keep up with our permit. We have a new system now to keep those online. So that's quite the accomplishment for the summer.
Yeah.
We've got.
Where's the funding come from for that?
Terry's.
Out of my budget. That's the MS4 budget that goes through mine, which I don't get an MS4 budget. I just have a budget that goes out there. Most counties have an MS4, an office that takes care of it. So we absorbed it in years ago, and we just keep it in there.
Make sure the council knows that we absorbed that.
I tell-
Reiterate it.
I tell it every time I'm up there that my office takes care of it for the county.
Right, but I don't, what's the MS for? What's this? Thanks, isn't that
We do
your,
have
isn't that
educational
your job?
information on that.
No, yeah, and I actually read it when I got to this position because to me it was just part of the county surveyor's job, but it's really not.
It's really not. It's a commissioner's project.
Correct. Kenny goes to jail if it's not done right.
Whoever the president is at the time, yeah.
3 hats to the cot, come on.
And I will let you know, Hendricks County originally, just to give you an idea, Hendricks County originally had the surveyor do it. The surveyor got tired of it, handed it back to him. Well, now they're trying to get the surveyor to take it back because it doesn't run right through the other way. So, and he's balking at it. I don't know what he's gonna do, but we'll see. But, they put $1 million, their budget's $1 million a year for that MS4. We get by cheap, really cheap.
That was it, unless you had questions for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other business come for this board? Yes, sir?
name's Ken Norman, and I'm gonna try not to have a nervous breakdown like I did last time.
Ah, you're good.
But I'm here to talk about Sarter Ditch.
Mhm.
And I want to apologize to the board. Last time I was here, I said I wasn't in a flood zone. And I looked up the FEMA flood area. And my house is not in a flood zone, but my garage and the rest of my property is.
Yeah, they changed those a couple of years ago after
Yeah.
after the '08 flood, they put a lot more in there.
Yeah. Well, their latest map on the internet shows, like I said, my property in the flood zone, except it's such an outdated photo that they show no improvements to the Sarter Ditch where it goes underneath the highway.
Yeah, where they changed it,
And
yeah.
it shows 37, it doesn't show 69.
Yeah.
So it's useless. My question is, what can and what is being done to control Sarter Ditch? I've got tons of glossy.
Exactly where you locate, you're right up next to, what street is that you're right next to?
Cross Street.
Cross Street. No, you can bring it here, that's fine, yeah.
This is the flood zone.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of the circle, right there's the
Okay.
Sarter Ditch,
Okay.
that line. That's my yard. On most days. That's my yard. January 1st. And it's the second time this year that it's been like that. That's next to my garage. This is the water running into my garage. And this is water that made it in. So, it's a repetitive problem that I'm dealing with. And I'm wondering, what can be done, and
Well,
I know that you're working on the.
we're working on that one crossing right now.
On replacing the Stone Bridge.
Yeah, we're gonna take that out, and that's gonna be it's gonna be a full span, so that's gonna get it out of there a little quicker. He is right at Cross Street, and there's an arch culvert right there that goes under there.
So is Sauter Ditch backing up, or is this the,
It's substantial rainfall events.
well, right,
mean,
which
that's it.
we can't do anything on that, but is it,
Well,
it's not coming
frequently
from the
it-
ditch back into the neighborhood?
Well, it's coming out, it's getting coming over the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I moved there in 1975. I was told that I needed to maintain my side of the ditch. And I've done that
Yep.
for 50 years now. That's the part that I mow. This is the part facing south. Okay, here's the water during this most recent flood.
Yeah, this one shows you that ditch is completely full. That one does.
And that's showing the.
That's the culvert. Yeah, that's the culvert I was talking about right there.
Oh, yeah.
Here, you can't see the culvert. This is the entrance into the trailer park.
Yeah.
And the culvert is almost completely underwater. Here is the access road to the trailer park, and the water is 10 inches deep.
When were those photos?
January 1st. And this is, it's coming, so much water coming in that it's flowing down Cross Street, goes down about 4 houses
Oh, yeah.
into a low area where the lowest house, and it flows through her yard, through her house to get back to the ditch. And this is the downside, the south side of the culvert when it's normal.
Yeah. Like I say, we're working on that bridge south of there. That's gonna help. That's gonna get out a little quicker. If we have a certain amount of rain like we had just a few weeks ago, we had another 3.5 inches in just a short time, the water come off that interstate under those trailers. It was gushing through there. The ditch was completely full, but it wasn't out of bank at the time, but the water getting to it was bad. We're gonna open that up. That's gonna open that ditch up a little bit. That culvert is a little bit undersized. Bill and I's looked at that a couple of times. That'd be our next project to get that one opened up. But,
That is only a temporary fix.
well, that's the best,
problem is-
only thing we can do is get it opened up.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And you don't have any, one of my questions is, what control does the board have over what watershed goes into that ditch?
The watershed is the watershed that always went into that ditch.
But since, see, I've lived there since 1975. 33 years, I didn't have a flood. 2008, they finished the Grand Valley Shopping Center. They put all that pavement down. All that rain hits that pavement, runs to their ditch, and it drains underneath the highway into Sarter Ditch, and then I have a flood.
Yeah,
And now, for 17 years, twice or more every year, I'll get flooded. That's too much.
in '08, the flood actually come from Indian Creek.
Well, I know the big one did.
Yeah, in '08, that big one.
But since then,
Yeah.
I still get flooded.
Since then, you probably, and we do have some issues upstream in the watershed, which we know, the Walmart issue and all that. We know that, and we're trying to figure out a way we can work on with that development up there to retrofit some stuff, some
Well,
things.
You know,
And we didn't, and to let you know, as a county, we did no permitting for any of that. We didn't look at any of the drainage because that's city.
Yeah.
So that's the city that takes care of that, and they permitted that. So we don't even have, we can't get the plans. We've never seen the plans. We're trying to get plans now, and we don't know if we can even find the plans or not.
when they started developing 69, I went to every meeting.
Yep.
And I suggested, take the drainage from that side of the highway and keep it on that side of the highway until you get down to where Sarter Ditch comes out to the east side of the interstate. And that would eliminate my flooding.
Yeah.
Well, it's not just my flooding, it's the entire neighborhood, So, but
We're working on that right now. I mean, it's gonna take us a little time to figure out how we can do it.
I walked it just the other day, and there's a ditch there that they could have used. All they would have had to done was deepen it and, and direct the water flow.
Because some of those ditches go two different directions too, like there at the Ford dealership. Some of it comes under 69, but some of it goes east into one of our other ditches, which we just worked on multiple times.
Yeah, I looked at
No.
the Ford dealership property.
Yeah.
And right about the middle of their property,
It breaks.
it drains
Yep.
to the south and it drains to the north to go back up towards Walmart and then under the highway
Yeah,
again.
there's a break in there, and it breaks two different ways in there. So that watershed's kind of different in there. It's different. All the Walmart I'll tell you, all the Walmart, everything north of there comes into Sauter Ditch. It does.
Yeah, and it's gonna get worse because the more development they do out there, the more rain will hit the pavement and it just rushes right.
We need to, one thing we can do is let Martinsville know that any new development, we need to look at that. What kind of,
Well, and they almost need to, if they ever develop where Lowe's was on the go, back behind
Yeah, so
Flagstone,
Yeah, there's a large portion there on the south side still open.
that has to go back to cemetery and back.
It
out
should, it should.
Versus letting it
Like, go
compound the
other way.
problem.
Yeah, it needs to go to cemetery. We've got to make sure they get it to cemetery.
And because we can't, and we've asked for the diagrams to the retention ponds that aren't retention ponds,
Yeah, in Walmart.
authority to send them a legal notice and say, we need your blueprints. Because those retention ponds aren't retention ponds.
Once,
Retention pond that has a hole in the bottom of it that flows out just as fast as it flows in. That's not retaining anything.
they're always dry.
I think if the drainage board, under the guidance of a consultant,
I'm sure they are. I mean, they put it in for what Martinsville told them to put it in.
We have different standards, and if they have the capacity to store some, they may do some. But we would have to probably do some of that paperwork and that legwork and say, here's what you have, here's what you're storing, and here's what you could store. Should be,
Well, it's just like the car wash that's going in. It's gonna be more asphalt. Where's that, you know?
that's going to probably
We hope, we hope.
Should be going where, Bill?
Hilldale.
Well, I know it
Cemetery.
should be.
Should be going to cemetery, Hilldale Cemetery ditch. Should be.
But as soon as they go to that other side, it won't.
Well, the state pushed water the way it should have been pushed too, so, yeah. We'll look at it. We will see what we can do for you, okay? 'Cause
We may need some of those pictures. It don't have your name, it doesn't have your name on it, but if you send a letter to Walmart, they want to be good neighbors.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll help us. We're getting enough rain and now everything around you is developing. Can you help us out? You've already got the retention ponds in.
yeah. Let's fill those ponds up.
Full.
There's one big one right behind the gas station that's never got any water, ever. And they just run through the other one straight through on the concrete bottom, never slowing it down.
I know.
The last thing I wanted to talk about was weed control. There is, these pictures don't show it, the weeds are actually taller than I am, and the brush and stuff growing along Sarver Ditch is just growing wild, so. Last meeting I was here, you appropriated monies for weed control, and I've never seen it.
We spray for the woody vegetation, and he has sprayed it.
Not the grasses, or we lose our
Grasses,
banks.
We want grasses to grow.
Yeah.
But the woody vegetation we have sprayed for, so it should be dying. If they're not, then we'll come back and have our sprayer spray it again.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for your attention.
Let's see what we can do for you, okay?
Other business come before this board? Hearing none, call for an adjournment. Second, all in favor, aye. Aye. Thank you.
Hey, I got a legal question for you.